My name is Nikolai, and I'm here to talk about someone who's had a growing impact on my life, Tony Robbins. I got one of his books here that I just finished up reading. Money Master the Game, 7 Simple Steps to Financial Freedom. We'll talk more about that later in the speech, but Tony is a well-known motivational speaker, author, and coach. Yeah, he's helped millions of people around the world achieve their goals in life and is one of the most influential people. In this feature, actually, I'll break it down. I'll talk about 3 things that I've learned from Tony Robbins. And it's the power of setting goals, the importance of taking action, and then the need to believe in yourself. And to start off, actually, we'll talk about the power of setting goals. Tony says, goals are the fuel for the furnace of achievement. He believes everyone needs to have goals. Goals are something for us to strive for and something to help us stay motivated and help us keep moving forward in life, kind of give us that little bit of purpose. Specifically, I've learned the importance of setting SMART goals. Tony talks a lot about setting specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-sensitive goals. I kind of brought this into my life as something when I set my goals, I make sure I can set them specific enough and I can measure them. So I can reverse engineer the goal, the end point. So I say go from A to B, and I kind of reverse engineer it where I go from the end goal and I kind of backtrack it so I can work forward towards on a daily basis. It's one of the important things that Tony's taught me right off the bat when I was listening to his seminars. Next, we'll talk about the importance of taking action. Tony Robbins builds off the goals and says that action is the foundational key to all success. He says that once you set a goal, you can't just set a goal and do nothing about it. You got to take action. You got to work towards that goal on a very regular basis. He believes that we can't achieve our goals if we don't take this action. And the importance of taking action is it's going to happen where you're going to have to step out of your comfort zone. Take a risk, and when you're not feeling up for it or when you're tired, you got to still work towards your goals. Even if it's not on a daily basis, it's one of those that he says that on a weekly, monthly basis, if it's a long-term goal, you got to just keep taking action, just have it in the back of your mind, work towards that goal, and just work to achieve it, kind of take action towards it. To build off of those, setting goals and taking action, you got to believe in yourself. That's one of the last things I'll kind of talk about. Is Tony says there's a huge importance of taking action. The only limit to success is the limit you place on your mind. It's one of those quotes I love from Tony Robbins. He believes that we all have the potential to achieve great things, but we kind of set our own boundaries, and sometimes we just don't believe in ourselves to achieve these goals. So we gotta be a little bit more confident in what we're doing and believe in ourselves a little bit more. Our mind is the greatest tool that we have. And I've learned that from Tony Robbins, and it's the importance in believing in myself and, everything that I do, just be a little bit more confident, a little bit more intentional, and be a bit more, believe in myself on everything that I do. But yeah, as I said earlier in the intro, this is a book I just finished up by Tony Robbins, Money Master the Game. 7 Simple Steps to Financial Freedom. In this book, he interviews a bunch of successful investors around the world, and he shares secrets on wealth creation. Highly recommend this book if you want to learn a little bit more about finances. He gives practical advice in how to invest your money wisely. I've learned a lot from this book, and actually will definitely be reading this book over 1 or 2 more times. But the next book actually I'm going to read by is something that I talked about in these talking points in this little speech is Awaken the Giant Within. That book will actually it talks more about tapping into inner potential and achieving goals, which will just directly builds off of this speech here. I'm very excited for that book. That book will, I think, coming in the next week or so. That book will hopefully allow me to be a little bit more confident on a daily basis, kind of help build off of believing in yourself, and help achieve greater goals and achieve further successes down in life. But yeah. And that's a little speech here. Tony's taught me quite a lot, and he will probably continue to keep teaching me a lot of different things. But I hope you learned something from the speech today about Tony Robbins. If you want to learn more about him, I encourage that you read his books, kind of like as I'm doing. But if if you want to get his books, watch some of his videos or seminars online. They're very informed. He teaches a lot of stuff, very informative, and yeah, he has this message that I think can connect to anyone. It's very inspiring to all of his audiences. So yeah, highly recommend looking into Tony Robbins, and he's helped me out, and I hope he can help you guys out too. Thank you for listening.